I would like to grab onto my nearest party member. And I'm like,
Which would be me.
please talk in private. And then
Okay.
I just like panically whisper, everything here is magic. It's everywhere. Are you feeling any of this? There's like something very old and I think druidic. So like, I think you're that person to ask, right? Like, what is happening? Can you feel any of this?
Yes, I feel it all. It's gonna be okay, my feathery friend.
Are you sure? Because like,
Yes. Calm down. Shh, don't make a scene. We don't want to draw any attention to ourselves, but I'm feeling it as well.
okay,
Could I have a quick perception? What's everybody's passive perception, please?
17.
15.
15.
Passive perception. 14.
That should be under the senses, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Mine is not there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's under your saving throws. So off on the far left under your saving throws.
I don't see it there either. I see all the other ones.
Another way to do it is just 10 plus your perception bonus.
Yes, so 10 plus your perception.
I see strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, and that's it.
Oh, so the second
Oh my gosh,
Knock
it's
down
right
on
there. I see it. It's 16.
16, thank you.
So sorry.
Goose's passive perception.
Lacking.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
a 2.
So Callum,
Yeah.
your passive 17. You were the only one to notice. The constable has not really moved or changed from their routine. They're still there sharpening her sword. But you notice that there's just the smallest little curl of her lips as it's very clear that she is aware of this side conversation that's happening.
You smirk, crack, but not letting on that.
Yeah. It's very much they'll get to it in their own time. I have time.
I'll probably likely kind of crack a little smirk as I see that and just kind of shrug and keep walking forward.
Yeah.
Almost probably more disarmed, if anything. Like a
Yeah.
little bit of that caution would drop, seeing that reaction on her face.
You notice also as you get closer, the constable is wearing another talisman, very similar to the one that you have in the group that Arbor is in charge of right now. It is prominently displayed on her armor.
So I definitely feel that confidence, and this is the person we want to talk to.
Once again, Blup is just blissfully unaware and forging ahead and marches right up to them and just goes, Constable?
Hello. I assume that Guildmaster Arden sent you?
Correct.
Lovely. My name is Constable Loizen.
Could you perhaps spell that?
Certainly. Loizen.
Those tip taps you hear in my background are Blup's tip taps as she walks up to the
Perfect. I love it.
Constable.
So you have a moment to kind of look around, and the constable is in somewhat formal but rather worn armor. And you notice that there is a small seal up at one collarbone that is a pair of slashes with small horizontal crescents in them that resemble eyes. And there are larger, like, bands that go counter to one another on that crest. Well, I'm glad that you are all here. Hopefully, you are prepared for what's ahead of you. I honestly cannot give you a great deal of information, but I can at least give you some information about what we have noticed. The watchers in the area have been doing rounds in the forest, and we have noticed a surprising number of imps and other fiendish folk in the area, things that are unusual and unlikely. It is rare that we see an influx of fiendish folk here in the Mountain Shade Village area, but they seem to be here. And we have reason to believe that they are here for something forgotten. It's better if you get the information directly from the speaker. The speaker has had visions that will likely give you more of an idea. But I know that we need a group who can be dedicated to go up the mountain and find the source of this menace.
Meanwhile,
Well,
he's
you've cut.
hyperventilating in the corner. Like,
Meanwhile, while he's hyperventilating, Blub's like, "Well, you've contracted the correct people. We won't let you down."
Excellent.
Oh,
I knew that Arden would be able to take care of it for me.
So you said we needed to discuss with the speaker? Who is the
Yes.
speaker?
You'll want to go and talk to Speaker Bren. Speaker Bren will be down in the speakers hall. You don't know what building that is. Here.
I don't.
And the constable kind of like gestures out into the valley and points at a very large covered amphitheater in sort of the center of the basin. Like, there's the market area, and adjacent to that is the amphitheater. So go speak to Speaker Bren, and you will be able to get a few more details. Um, I don't know. You were all fairly well outfitted. Oh, those are very nice. And the constable's sightline is honed in on Edward's boots. And
These? Thank you. They helped me out. I've never seen snow.
haha, you are very lucky to have gotten a set of those for yourself. Those should do you very well. Though it's possible, I know things are looking rather dire. You might want some snowshoes. I have a few pair, and you can probably get a couple more pair from Echan over in the forge. Because I know that there's a decent amount of snowfall up the mountain as well, and that would help. And how well prepared are you for fiends?
Hmm.
Fairly well?
I'm going to say not enough. And the constable just like
Oh.
smoothly rotates off of the little stool that they were on, gets up, sheathes their sword, and goes into their hut. and you hear a little bit of low muttering as they're moving around in their home. And the door kind of swings open a little bit, and you see a very large mastiff just kind of lift its head from the floor and like look at the group and then put its head back on the floor and just kind of forlornly look out the door while they're waiting. And the constable then comes back around and out the door, and they're carrying a small crate that has a handful of bottles and a skein of rope and a grappling hook in it. And so in this, you will get 3 more minor potions of healing, a silk rope, 50-foot silk rope, and a grappling hook.
Well, thank you. That was
This
very kind
this
of
should
you.
at least help a bit. I know that there have been a great many more things up the mountain than there usually are. Normally, I would just say to keep an eye out for the bears that tend to be waking up about now, and the general fauna in the area. But it seems that things are a bit more populous than we are used to them being.
Ooh, nobody said anything about bears. Should I be concerned?
Bears are fairly native in mountains like these, all
Mhm,
along the
mhm.
Ashfold, really.
Well, we should be able to see the caves from a distance. That I'm not too
Certainly.
worried
And
about those.
it's
It's more the
early in the
fiends that,
season.
yeah, the natural stuff I'm a little more expecting. These fiends and imps are more what have my attention. Anything else? Any idea, or just the watcher sharing that you've seen those things?
We've seen few and a wide variety. They tend to have been popping up in smaller populations, and incidentally, they don't seem to particularly tied to one another. Um, so it's difficult to say.
Any idea how far down the mountain they've come at this point, or is it
It's
fairly
they have
spread out?
gotten into the tree line a bit, though they tend to stay away from the valley itself. Um, and the constable kind of gestures back into that tree line that they have their house up against, and you can see that the mist has kind of advanced in that same way that it did up the path behind you. This is a kind of a different quadrant of the basin from where you came in. But the mist is out in the tree line the same way it was when you were coming up the path. Who's up for this one? Oliver, would you please roll me a d4?
Here we go.
The storm seems to be continuing to build and continuing to move in towards the mountain. You are starting to see basically a bit of an anvil thunderhead that is reaching over the village at this point. You are feeling a little bit of a pickup in the wind, but if you look out into the upper tree line, out past where you know the mist sits, you can see the trees moving significantly in the wind. So there's a light
I
breeze in the valley, but where that where the clouds are, you can see that there is wind out there.
I make eye contact with the constable and I ask him, and I point to my feet. Am I gonna need better shoes?
Um you Hmm. You are not much of a traveler, are you?
Oh, you can tell? Ooh, okay, yes.
Well, I can tell those shoes are brand new.
Ah, yes. I got them just a few minutes ago. A few hours ago.
Very well. Um, well, how susceptible are you to cold?
I have a nice scarf. Will that help?
It will help. Yes. I'm not sure I have. You know what? When you go and talk to Echan, go see if he has a forge coal. That might help. That might help. I don't have anything on me at the moment, but
Okay.
Echan might.
All right. Thank you, friend. I shall do just that. And then I look at the dog and I'm like, may I pet the dog or
Oh, uh, I suppose he doesn't seem to be too bothered. Toby, and you see the mastiff like look up and then like very laboriously get to his feet and come out and like sniff.
who's the good boy?
Roll me animal handling.
Oh, rip. I don't know if I'm good at that.
Would anybody like to help?
I can
Yes.
help.
Yes.
Excellent. How would you like to help Oliver?
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, like
I was
it's
gonna
more. It was gonna
say.
be like kind of look over his shoulder, like just make sure he wasn't like
Yeah.
doing anything obviously wrong.
Yes.
Like, no, it's not how you
Excellent.
pet a dog, but
Perfect.
Blep is
Excellent.
just
That is a
squinting.
fabulous roll. So you put your hand out or your wing out to Toby, and this mastiff like lumbers over and in moments is like doing the rubs and snuffle like up your sides and things like that.
I give him the belly rubs.
Belly rubs. You're getting like the heavy lean into your side, which mastiffs are
you're like
not small,
you're
which means
smaller
that
than a mastiff.
yeah,
Oh, for
you're like
sure.
shoulder to shoulder with the mastiff, and you're getting quite the lean against you, which means that you probably have to brace yourself pretty heavily
hmm
to
hmm
give the
I
good
got muscles.
pets. Yeah,
It's fine. I got a little strength in me. I'm good.
You got
Dogs are
wings.
heavy. I carry them around a lot. I'm good.
exactly.
Muscle wings.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, though.
All right.
Blep may or may not look incredibly jealous.
Well, is there anything else you're needing from me?
Sorry, could you list again how many potions there were? I did not get the exact number in my notes.
You got 3 more minor potions. And a very angry audio god.
I'm so sorry.
This
is what I get for being left-handed.
Yeah.
Same.
Nudge Harbor real quick and just like, did you notice the talisman that she's got?
Yeah, I haven't quite put two and two together about it, but I've definitely noticed it, and I'm also debating if this is the right place to inquire about that fog. The two have been in my mind already.
As
You
you
know,
are
that's
talking, actually, the constable's own pendant glows for a moment. The obsidian stones glow, and she looks down at it, tilts it out so that it's flat, and then tucks it under her armor and says, "I'm so sorry. I have something that requires my attention. Is there anything else I can do for you before you go off on your journey?" And she's like actively checking her weapons and going and grabbing a bow from behind the stool that she was sitting on. She's actively kitting up.
Doing the pocket check.
Yeah.
Keys, wallet, short sword.
Quiver. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, yeah. Blep has no further questions. She's like,
Yeah.
cool, got the objective. Great, let's go. She's just like
Excellent.
excitedly
Yeah.
whipping.
Happy hunting. And she takes off, and Toby is quick on her heels, and she is off into the mist and gone.
Well, that answers that.
Where would you like to go next?
The amphitheater.
Excellent. So you're going to go down to the speaker's hall to talk to Speaker Bren.
Yes.
Awesome.
She
You
won't go
cross
as quickly,
the-
so if people want to stop and observe things, she won't charge ahead so forcefully now.
Keep an eye out for the vendor that was
vendor?
mentioned.
Oh, Echan.
Sean, yeah.
So Echan is up in the forge. You can see where the forge is. It's up the same wall of the basin as the peak, and there is a very ornate obsidian archway that is up the hill a little bit, and you can see where that it is, and you can see folks who are bringing stoneware and obsidian ware and things like that out of that area, and folks going back and forth with loads of ore and stone and things like that.
I missed the relation. So compared to the amphitheater, it's different direction.
Correct.
Okay. I'll take that
The
there.
speakers hall is like more central and low in the valley, and the forge is higher up and actually
More-
kind of up towards a path that goes up the mountain.
more on a leaving the village for the mountains versus okay.
So you are off to the speakers hall. As you move in towards the speakers hall, one of the things that all of you are noticing is that unlike your familial fires of home, all of the fires that are visible, you'll see home lights that are small clay pots that have a small flame in them that burns from a resin. You see torches that are out, some of which are lit along the doors of the speakers hall. It's daylight, so there's not a whole lot of firelight that's out. But inside places, when you pass by and you can look in the window at a glance and you see somebody working at a desk or a table, you see the little clay pots and things like that. And there are two small braziers that are next to the doors of the speakers hall, and they burn blue. The flames themselves burn with a blue flame. And you approach the speakers hall, and there are doors there that you can push your way through, and you enter in to the bowl of the amphitheater, and you see a few people who are there having quiet conversations with one another. And there are a couple of folks who are there in very simple robes that are in a darker color, a very dark gray, that have a very slight shimmer to them. But they seem to be a kind of rough woven material. And you see one of those people in those very simple robes who has a Very plain, dark blue and gray sash just draped around their shoulders that comes down the front. And they are tending things near the center bowl of the amphitheater.
Once again, Blup is just gonna march right up to the stranger and be like, "Hello, my name is Sir Bartricia Luscious Evelina Popluficus III. I am looking for Speaker Bren."
Well, you have found him.
Oh, lovely to meet you, Speaker Bren.
And how may I be of service today?
Well, we were speaking with your constable. I believe her name was Loizen? I might be
Yes.
misremembering that. And they informed us about some happenings in the woods, and that perhaps you might have some additional information and additional details for us before we go in search of the source of the problem.
Ah, yes.